now is,
And nobody else has joined.
okay, and I'm back to being the host.
That's curious. I didn't expect that to happen.
Well, I wondered if it would, because technically we are the creators of the meeting, so shouldn't we be the?
So with the way I've got my meeting set up, anybody logging in starts the meeting, and because the video is stored with Zoom,
See, I'm storing the
Right.
video here.
yeah, I do that because this thing just
I get that.
okay. There was one I didn't get the other, and
It was the green one.
You-
I ate
you
green
all
ones.
the green ones.
I made the green ones go away.
Yeah.
I'll make this gold one go away.
So
This is the milk chocolate caramel.
This is the cacao,
Yeah, yeah.
dark chocolate.
I don't like dark chocolate.
I don't know if, I don't know what,
Thank you.
I don't know what cacao is, but I like dark chocolate, so.
Cocoa. It's chocolate.
you know there are two kinds of power banks.
Mhm.
The really cheap ones and the very expensive ones
Mhm.
that can fill voltage without load, you know.
Mhm.
The normal devices used to shut down when the current goes below certain level.
Mhm.
You want a power bank that maintain very low current, you have to pay $40 or so for the power bank. It's a special one.
Or put a
But
resistor on it.
you can, no, you can use this, that costs nothing, you know, and do the same thing. They are all the time on. So, of course, they discharge in a couple of days alone,
Mhm.
but the good thing is that they are all the time on. So if you have a project that drain very low current, you can keep it on with this. Because usually you use a power bank for a project and the Arduino, whatever, is turned off all the time. You need to restart the power bank.
Mhm.
So this is nice for small robots or small projects because it's all the time is on. So,
It doesn't go to sleep.
yes.
Did you put a resistor in it or something so that it always thinks it has a load?
No, it's the design is very cheap.
Okay.
You can do that with any one of them to do, but you need to drain 35 milliamps, and you know it's almost the threshold is 30 something milliamps for the power banks to turn off.
Yeah.
They are used for charge different devices, and they assume that the device is charged already full
Mhm.
because the current goes below 30 milliamps or something.
Yeah, that's what this one does.
Yeah.
I'm real happy with this one.
Yeah, but if I want to use this with this computer that use no power at all, it turns off in a minute or so. No.
It may or may not. You're welcome to try it. if you
I had one like this that one of the ports would turn off and one of the ports continued to run.
Oh, okay.
That's the way it was designed.
This one, I know when my phone gets charged, it turns off. But I think it goes to a pretty low current. And the thing I like about it is it puts out current while it's charging. You can charge it and discharge it at the same time. So you can use it as a UPS.
I had one that had 2.4, I think.
Mhm.
And the 2.4 side would stay running and the 2.0 side would shut off. So if you plugged your phone in here, it would get to a point and it would just shut off. But if you
Yeah.
plugged it over here, it would just keep going and be all happy. And this,
Maybe that
and,
one does. I don't
and
know.
this, it
That one was
was,
not cheap.
it was very much like this design, but it was one that was recommended for those robots, and they said plug it into the 2.4 side to keep it running.
I'll give it a try.
And the Raspberry Pis run on the 2.4 side.
You want to run that thing with it? It's fully charged.
They use no power of content track.
See if the 2.4 is always on. I don't know. I
Which
never.
one is the
They're marked with tiny type.
I will talk about this thing, but my turn.
Oh, if nobody else is going to eat,
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, it came on.
dark chocolate is awesome. The grandbaby loves dark chocolate. Oh, well, reprogramming. We're just,
This is a demo program that is a counter, I mean binary counter. It's
You must be counting down because it's got the least significant bit on the wrong side.
This is a full-size replica of the first commercial personal computer. Was in the market first time in 1971. And all the CPU is made with logic gates, you know, only TTL chips. In 1971, there wasn't microcontrollers.
Yeah, it shut off.
Yeah.
Try the other port on there. Because if it doesn't, that's a good thing.
This machine was there was a contest in Boston, in the Computer Museum of Boston in, I don't remember, 1986 or something, and there were Steve Wozniak, the creator of Apple II, Apple I. And he was one of the judges, and they decided that this was the first personal computer commercially available, you know. But it's a closed box. You cannot take anything out from it. Just you can make small assembly programs and see the lights changing.
it shut off.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. I
So
guess
yours
mine's crap.
doesn't do it.
It's just the cheap one.
I can reboot.
So even with at least 4 or 5 LEDs blinking, it's not enough to keep this going. Oh,
Just because it's expensive doesn't mean it.
it works okay on a Raspberry Pi 3.
Yeah, it probably is trying, it's probably got like a little current sensor in it or something.
Well, the memory used to be, the memory chips used to be very expensive. So this design used a couple of shift registers as memory, but 1024 bits shift register. So every instructions need to move all around all the memory to find the byte that is looking for.
Yep.
Okay. So the full memory of this thing is 256 bytes.
Wow.
It has 3 registers, a small set of instructions, but it's very interesting. You know, it's fun.
I used to work on a Videc word processor. It had 2 Z80s in it, and it did the same thing with memory. It had it had 16 chips forming two sets of shift registers, 8 bits wide, and it was a vector drawn display. The
Mhm.
monitor was vertical and it drew each letter, and it drew the letters in time with the memory. So it was always drawing the letter that was at position 0, and it would rotate the memory through. This is a cool thing.
So the real speed of this thing will be like 500 instructions per second.
Mhm.
Okay, this is
Flat out.
Man,
stop motion. So, well, there are some demo programs. The demo programs are, this is a simulator, okay? So usually when you turn it off, the original one, all the memory is full of garbage.
Mhm.
You need to change or put whatever you want in it. This one just turn on and fill all the memory with zeros.
Mhm.
And the program counter is the address 3. Usually you need to put your program counter by hand to start a program.
Mhm.
So this one just already, when turn on, put the program counter that is at the address 3 pointing to the other 4. So you start programming in the other 4 and put whatever you want there. And this thing has 8 demo programs pre-loaded, and you can.
That's half of the entire catalog the real one ever had.
I have here there's a picture of the guy.
So how much was the real one when it came out? 750 or so?
750 or something like that. But the truth is that this computer was designed or was marketed for to use in schools. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, to teach people to teach people to program computers, because they behave very close to the PDP 8 and those. They have almost all the basic structure, so you can learn to program in assembly using it. But the reality is that only 50 of them were sold.
Oh, ooh, that's not good.
No good. And well, a guy in New Zealand used an Arduino to simulate it and made the simulation open source. So another guy in Minnesota created this replica with the Arduino microcontroller. And he also sell a small one that as a kit. Pretty nice.
It's very cool.
Just for have fun. This is the thing that I made in a ruler, you know, to use in your coffee shop and have fun with it. The first program is a counter. Okay, you can stop. I can show you.
Should have a single step.
You can do single step, pressing stop and pressing run. See? You can clean the display, choose any address. Usually this thing, you can use X representation of numbers, or you can use octal representation. Okay. The biggest octal number will be 377. 377. See? So, for example, I want to put 200 in the address 3. Okay, so I select 3 as the address and put here set address somewhere. Set address. Now I am pointing to the address 3. Okay, I can put whatever number I want. 200 will be 200, 200 in octal. Okay, and I can load it in store. Now I have this number in the address 3. I can put another one, maybe this is 377 in the next address store. Okay. Clear. Now I can check again. I can point again to the address number 3, set address, and I can read the 200, and the next read will be 377. Okay, this is the way you program everything. The program counter is in the address number 3. So you set your program counter, and you press start, and your program start whatever. Let me show the demo programs are, the first one is a counter, the second one is a, I think it's a cyclone, something that moves around. Too fast, stop. I can change the speed. The changing speed is made by the simulator. The real one doesn't have this. Always go full speed. Okay. Another thing that the simulator has is a real-time clock, so you can use this as a clock. Okay.
Can it do an alarm? Does it have any audio out?
No. No. And also, the faster you have 500 instructions per second. So, what kind of audio will be? 200, 250 hertz.
Yeah.
At most. Okay, stop. This is the second demo program. Stop. Clear. The third one, I don't remember what it is. No idea. I know this is a digital clock.
Kenny's coming.
You have the hour here in binary, the hour. And here you have the minutes. And this one is the second.
Is it an octal clock?
You have 4 LEDs here. This LED on means that this is 4.
Okay.
And this is the minutes, 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 1. You add all the binary values.
Okay.
This switch is to block the store button to avoid people playing with it to erase or change the program by accident, so you can open the store switch with this toggle switch. It's a safety thing. Okay.
Hi, Kenny.
Hey,
You have a computer of your age. No, it's 50. Okay, I'm older than it.
I like it.
So next week I will bring the kit. It's half size. They sold the kit to you solder by yourself the kit, and it's metal also. It's very, very.
How much was that kid?
I will bring my own version in a ruler. Yeah.
It was not cheap.
You see how it's working?
Kit cannot be cheap.
It's kind of cool.
We've got this expensive computer powered by a cheap little LiPo battery. 32. What are our numbers? 32.
It's easier to just subtract
And now
some.
it's 0.
Now
it's
0. Yeah.
5 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
5. No, this is not setting.
It's not set. He doesn't have the clock set. It's
No. You have a procedure to.
your clock is an hour off.
No real time clock.
In a minute, this thing will turn on.
And you get a lot of lights on. Subtract from 64.
Yeah, I do that. You use only the zeros. Only 60. So
So what does it do?
nothing.
That's it.
Just
Yeah, it's doing it.
making lights.
It emulates a extinct computer, emulates the #1 commercially made computer.
The first one.
First one, yeah, it emulates the first commercial computer. They sold, and then no why questions are allowed at this point. This is very like nature. Why is not the reason, ours is not the reason why.
We can continue next week with the other replicas, or we review more information. Who was the guy that designed it? He lives in a state in
Illinois,
East
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. I will visit him. Sign my thing. The name is his surname. Contracted is Baker or something like that, and the name contracted. He designed it in a single board, and he sold the design to a company that used to sell school supplies, but the sales force of this company has no clue how to sell a computer.
oh yeah,
They have no skills to show how it works, and so.
Yep.
Wait.
yep. If you don't have marketing, you got nothing. You should have sold it to somebody.
The box is a standard enclosure that you can buy in those days. I don't remember the.
Should have sold it to Gates.
They sold the case. The case was standard. There is the information. Impact 1.
So is this the half scale? Is that
No,
what he's holding
this
looks
is
bigger?
full scale. One is full scale.
There's a series, there's two of them, right? Series 1 and Series 2?
No. It was made by a guy that made a replica.
Oh,
and
okay.
Called it.
Called it Series 2.
Yeah, but doesn't.
What's that slot on that one for, I wonder?
Oh, that's the kit, yeah.
It's a replica, but using all the TTL, design.
Oh,
the
yeah.
board.
It's like a bus slot up there, doesn't it?
Mhm. And I'm assuming,
The slot in the faceplate was made thinking on a card reader,
Oh, okay.
but never was designed. Just have a way of introduce as forms.
We can't forget about Kenny seeing our stuff on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the PDP-11 had up and down. You flip it up for 1 and down for 0.
So the system of the PDP computers and also of the Altair
Altair.
Altair
80, 8008.
Mine just is set, okay. You only set and clear. But the guy that made the simulator made two modes: toggle
Okay.
and set. Only set. You can configure using commands. But the good thing you here can turn on and off. No, usually all the computers have just switches up,
Yeah.
up, down, up, down.
So you change the switches to toggle.
This is literally flip-flops. Changing each time. And this button connected to all the resets of the flip-flops. Turning on all of them. That's clever.
I used to work for the upgrades here in Cincinnati a long time ago. And some guy brought in an old piece of equipment. And it was the switch panel for a PDP-11. And I had that thing for years. Like, you want this? Oh, yeah. Now I wish I knew what the heck it was.
Yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
I like that program.
For years, my kids had PDP-11 case in the bedroom that had a computer in it because it was indestructible. Taking out the top 2 or 3 panels and put a monitor up there. Hold it to a sheet of plywood.
There were a popular game for the Altair that was, the name was Kill the Beat. It's
Oh, yeah.
a light moving in the panel, and you need to pull at the switch exactly when the light is on over the switch. Appear a new bit on, so you have to and you next increase the number of lights. I did this program this morning for this thing. I will show it next week.
Okay.
Catch the bit.
Looks like a police scanner. Boom, 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 boom.
No. Night Rider.
Night Rider.
For the silence.
Yeah.
It was the Larson scanner.
The Larson,
Larson scan.
the Larson scanner,
No,
only he took advantage of persistent provision. That's why it looked like it was
Yeah,
actually fading out as a
also, originally this computer used incandescent lamps, no LEDs. You know,
Really?
Ooh. It was pre-LED.
Yeah, that's true. At the time, LEDs were about $6 a piece.
And you need a lot
It would
of
have been
current to
expensive.
turn on a LED, and it's very dying.
Yeah, a grain of wheat LED light bulb. I bought 100 grain of wheat LED, grain of wheat light bulbs at the Mendelssohn's years ago for like $5. They had them all over
But the
my railroad
PDP,
track.
the PDP-8 use light bulbs, and the PDP-11, I think, also use light.
Yeah, it was LEDs.
Well, PDP-11 actually had multiple things, like they had the original, which had the switches. on the
Yeah, they
front.
have several
That was
things.
1140, and maybe some others. And 1134 had a little, you know,
Boston Computer Museum.
What was that one I had?
and the 1140 was the purple and violet. They had it was really wacky.
One of those was sold for $25,000 in eBay years ago, because they are few of them. There are only 8 units located, so one is very expensive.
Let's hook up some motor drivers and drive that thing around, put it up on the top of the robot, drive it around.
Yeah, I need to connect it up to a robot. Yeah. That is.
But you need signals to come out from the box.
Those signals coming in and out of the box.
Light resistors.
Yeah,
You could put, yeah.
yeah.
Photocells or
Photo
something
cells.
on and off the motor. Just
Turn it into like a beam bot or something. That would be cool. So you got the first Kinback robot.
well, I
Only made-
in my version of the ruler, I have I2C board, and I have out of the ruler the output and the output and the input as port by the bits, so you can try whatever you want with it. You can make a robot
Out of the rulers. That would be cool.
The 70 years, just say it. This could be a Leroy project, you know.
As long as you don't ask why.
Yeah, we're pretty good. Yeah, nobody says why.
Don't ask why.
We learned. It's a good group.
Do you remember my idea about follow a gray
Yeah.
shade
The shaded line.
to maintain the shade is lighter or darker? You're trying to maintain. I made an experiment and it made works. I bought in Amazon a robot, a kit, $9 or something. Motors and the board and all those stuff. Try and show the idea. Yes. The idea is that depending on the gray shade, you turn at an angle, you know. You can go straight imagine this is a gray paper. That means you go straight in this color. But you go in another paper that is lighter, and lighter means go to the right or to the left. So you go over the next paper and go another direction, you know. If you find another paper darker, you go in the opposite direction. So you can make like a path with different shades of paper, make robot change direction. In this way.
Oh,
Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna leave you. Okay,
Okay, glad you dropped by.
good to be.
Come here,
hi, Kenny.
don't be coward, come here.
Yeah.
He didn't. I thought he sent a video. That's a picture of his initial test.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
It wasn't a video. He didn't send me a video.
Horizontal will be bigger, no?
I don't flip my screen.
No? What?
I don't flip my screen. I'm one of the weird people that don't flip their screen. I try to avoid that whenever possible.
So it wasn't unexpected. It was delivered yesterday.
Oh, got it
I said,
together.
okay,
Bam.
let me-
Yeah.
Did you order it as a kit or the
No,
fully assembled?
this is not a kit, this is full assembly.
Oh,
I think use surface mount to, it's like a sandwich of two boards. So
It custom PVC, PCB.
Yeah.
So it's,
Other thing the guy sells is a ruler that has this in it. That's all on one board. It's all surface mount stuff.
yeah.
but this is two boards because of the switches and the LEDs. He needs two boards to accommodate a different position each one.
Wasn't there a project where somebody was using like a Arduino Mega to do that?
The guy that does this kit also has a Altair 8008
Yes,
Nino.
yeah. I also have it. I almost have all his kits.
There's another one, and it's a PDP 8 or an 11
Yeah,
with 3D
I
printed
also
toggles.
have it.
Is that the same guy?
No, this is another one. It has also PDP 8 and PDP 11 has both.
What's that guy? I was trying to find it before and couldn't.
Just look for PIDP. PIDP.
High DP. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
So this is the 23rd model or 23rd one that he
Yeah,
is.
he just released this model.
So he hasn't even sold as many
No,
as
no.
as the
No,
original
no.
had yet. You're an early backer of this project, huh? Supposedly, my Vizio camera is supposed to be coming from Amazon. It should be at home by the time I get home today.
Vizio camera?
Vizio something.
Visio is the name, the brand or
Made by Charm Labs. They were a Kickstarter thing. Busy, might be busy.
stick.
Busy. This thing, which is a Raspberry Pi in a funky case, inexpensive. But this was supposed to be here in January of this year.
Close. They were close.
They hit some snags because of
This
COVID.
is a real Kickstarter, a year later, usually.
Well, they hit some snags because of COVID, and they're still not completely shipping because they're having
You
a
can
tough
do
time
that
getting
with
some of the.
ESP32 now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're having a hard time getting some of the enclosures that they need. It was supposed to be. I didn't get the outdoor enclosure, which is one reason why I think I'm getting mine. But the outdoor enclosure for it, I think they're having a hard time getting. And
You have different application, was just the feeder.
oh no, it's a full AI camera kit. It's got all kinds
You
of
have
stuff.
different applications.
Yeah. While they were waiting for parts and everything, they worked on making a lot of the software for it. So the pool table and
What's the name of the small house that you have the chickens by the night,
Coop, chicken coop.
something like that? You can have a camera to separate chickens from wolves and open and close the door to go into the coop.
I need to know when that reaches $20.
$20.
Yeah, image recognition should be a CAN device. Should be a CAN device now here. This does image recognition. You plug it in, it's a camera, and yeah, that's what it does. And you say, okay, I want to do image recognition here. Point it up that. So what I want you to recognize.
I mean,
Yeah, they got that pretty much.
they've come way down in price since I backed this one.
Yeah, $20. So let me know.
I don't know if it's come down that cheap. But, you know,
Those
there's,
people get in a lot of trouble. They get that down to $100 or so. Oh yes,
well,
there'd be some Blue Jays in a lot of trouble.
you can get M5 makes a camera that's sub 100 that does image rec. It's a full Linux machine, and that Java
It's the same processor, right?
was a little
Same
tiny
processor.
Linux machine, and I think that's what 120 or 100.
Which one?
The Java,
No.
$100.
70.
Yeah, it's not very
70.
expensive. It's
But was expensive for the moment because now are cheaper solutions. But
I want one that's fully ready to go. You just say, you point at the image, you push the button, this one. If you want to duplicate it, or make it more concise, you push it again. Every time you point it, yeah. And get 15 different views, and it gets smarter each time you push it. And then when it does it, it'll send you a picture or it'll trigger a output. Okay, I'm ready.
they've got those ESP cameras that have face rec built into it.
this is
Can get those for
face recognition or face.
There is a,
I mean, it's a face, but it doesn't
you can,
differentiate between faces.
I've seen people that have reprogrammed these things to train,
yeah,
but it'll you can still fool the stupid thing because there's not much to it.
That
You can
one
get
is-
that
yeah.
for $10.
That one is, it's pretty smart. Like,
Well-
definitely differentiate.
I don't know if it's smart. It's definitely cheap.
Oh, okay.
More than smart.
We got the cheap side.
I think it's cheaper than it is smart.
Oh, okay.
You got so you got M5 stack that
There
makes
is a new model I bought it for $10 that has the serial port included,
yeah.
and the the buttons are in a wrong place, but it's okay. The reset and the
These have been around for a little while. These K210s, we've had those for a while.
the K210 is the
That's the AI on chip. That's not even an operating. It doesn't even have an operating system. It's just a programmable chip.
no. I think that it use MicroPython or Python or something.
Well,
like that.
you can use Python on it, but you could program it too. You could just use whatever. But there's that one, and then there's this one that is a standalone, and they're running.
There is a fan or a speaker. What?
I think that's a fan because it's running a full version of Linux, or at least a small version of Linux.
Yeah.
They claim this one was their first Linux computer, which probably true because they're ESP32 people.
Wow.
And it's only $75. So that's right up there, right in the price range of that Chihuahua.
It must be very power hungry.
I don't know, they're out of stock.
There is no included battery, right?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a battery with this.
No battery. It's just power drain.
Well, there's no battery with Chihuahua either, so.
And the fan is an accessory or is standard? It's a standard. And this is a stand, right? The black thing is a stand.
I think the black thing is a,
Yeah,
It's a
the
fan.
fan is inside.
yeah.
Fan.
I think it's very, very similar spec wise to that Chihuahua camera. Hope I can type. Get one. Do I want one? I already have one. Oh, they've got a new
They
model,
have
don't
one,
they?
yeah.
Oh,
It has
Project
curves in the
One.
case.
Wow. How much is the Project One?
I don't know.
For what?
They got a new one.
Deep learning.
Deep learning 6-core processor, 16 trillion operations. Now available for order. Okay. I want it. Where do I buy it at? Oh,
Catalog?
Catalog? Maybe.
Oh, $7, that's close.
What?
59 bucks, 60 bucks for the original.
Okay.
Where is it? $379.
Wow.
Getting closer, getting close.
It's a Linux machine.
Oh, deep learning smart camera. No,
No smart.
no. Save $120. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I don't want you that bad. Just let my
I don't want to say that.
just let my other camera show up. I only spent 300
Now I
bucks on
really
it.
like your $9 ESP
Yeah, I'll just use that.
camera.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Okay,
What, you bring in anything today?
I did not. I didn't bring anything. No,
Okay, then we get to talk about Roku. Roku is, they're moving.
they're moving.
They're starting to get busy. Pull up the news and click on the Roku article. Yeah. 21 Roku tricks for streaming. They're getting dandy. Oh, they have Roku for your phone now. So now instead of buying a Roku unit,
Mhm.
you can use this for your
And
Roku.
put in your TV, whatever you have in your phone.
Yep. And they have
I have a Roku, but I don't know where.
well,
Like
here, it's right
Each
there.
one has a
You
TV.
load the software.
One of them has the Roku. plugin.
I think
And
my
they have
TV has
the-
it built in.
They have a
It's because
Chromebook that put
my last TV is, everything is included, you know, all the streaming, all the
Mhm.
functions.
Yeah.
But the old one has a Roku, the other one has this other thing that we were using to see.
the
Android TV,
No, it's a streaming thing to connect your computer or your phone to
Chromecast.
Chromecast. Yeah.
and this one has be able to duplicate the screen built in, and your Roku TV has that. You can direct another TV to it. And yeah,
Yeah, my Rokus don't support that. My two Roku TVs don't seem to support that.
yeah, I Chromecast to one. Well, Chromecast really stinks, and they also will, if you have the Roku TV like we have, it will update itself.
Yeah.
It does automatically.
Yeah, and sometimes that's a pain in the.
We have a TV that you talk to Alexa in the remote control.
And you
And
can
you
get
ask
it
for
on your
whatever.
phone. Now you can
I
do
want
it.
to be Star Trek.
Yeah,
So
well,
get it on
you
your
can
phone.
do that with the Roku.
Yeah,
You can just pick up, some of the remotes actually have a button on them that says, do some stuff, and then I want to watch some other stuff. And then you can,
okay, keep scrolling.
Bring me a jam sandwich.
you can
Talk to Siri on use your phone.
yeah, you can use,
Screen mirroring.
Why would I want my Roku to talk to Siri?
Well, if you got Siri to talk to your Roku TV, you're gonna tell it to find the first James Bond movie.
But that says go the other way.
Oh, I
This
don't know.
has the Roku talking to Siri.
Okay.
you can set it up for Alexa and Google. But it seems to, unless they made some changes, they were only letting one TV be set up to Google.
No, I've got two.
Really? Because mine, when I set it up, it would only let me set up one TV. We had two TVs in the house, but I could only set up one of them to be used with Google.
And I've got the
I wonder if it's in the house because I've got one at the kid's house and one in our bedroom.
they got the DVR functions now for Roku.
The thing I don't like is if I start watching something and fall asleep and shut it off, whatever, the kids can then finish it. Ooh, that was bad.
Oh,
That's the, I install something on my TV and it automatically installs on the second TV, and I don't really like that.
Yeah,
Not that I particularly, I got like one of the old streaming movie things.
so if you want
Patty will
to use
never
your
watch.
headphones, because the Roku, some of the remotes you can put it on your remote. Also, if you have this as your remote,
Right.
you can put your headphones on this and listen to the TV. That's kind of a nice feature.
Yeah. As long as you got the right remote to do it.
Well, they're talking about this remote. You can do it on this remote. Ah,
They make a Roku bar too.
yeah. Roku is another sound system for $150. Roku, they're trying to clip everybody with the audio. They have audio, Roku audio. Yeah, great. Nah. You have sound bars that plug into your HDMI. They have sound on the HDMI. There's a certain version. They have high quality sound to it. I had the option to get one of the sound bars and didn't get it.
They make, at least I think Roku makes a sound bar that's cheaper than whatever that was. Cause I was kind of looking at, kind of thinking, do I need that? And then I decided I really didn't need it. So,
But there's a special option on your HDMI. All your later sets have it for higher quality audio. So you just buy a sound bar and it plugs into your HDMI port and you get high quality sound out. And they're $100 up. You know, the one I was looking at was $800 because we're gonna get it free.
My ears aren't that good.
free is good.
And actually, I've got audio now. I've got the big the $800 speaker set. Okay, speaker, not speaker set. It's one that's a woofer and a built-in, and you can hear the audio much better. I'm going deaf. It has a mid-range, it's got a splitter in it. It's got a separate amp for the bass. You can,
When I was in the Army, I had $2,000 worth of clip speakers. Yeah, I don't know. My ears ain't that good.
The
and batteries, they're driving me crazy with batteries. They've got the now they're talking about the solid state batteries. They're starting to talk about putting them in the cars. The solid state lithium ion, where the electrolyte is solid. It's supposed to be less explosive and longer life.
they're supposed to charge faster too.
And now they're talking about
That's cool.
steel,
Blinking
iron, and
blinking lights.
using iron as a battery, and it actually they use rust is what's happening when you're
Okay.
discharging it, and when you charge it up, the rust goes away. It goes back to steel, iron.
Okay, so it has to be vented. It's got oxygen coming out of it.
Yeah, but it's not explosive is the good part. So it's supposed to be real super heavy duty cycle, like 30,000 or something goofy. So also they're talking about salt suspended in the bed. I got so many batteries coming out, it's crazy. Like the battery of the week. And they're going crazy with the car battery thing. They're just going nuts.
I helped one of my neighbors charge their jumpstart their car. Dodge. Opened up the hood, expecting to see a battery.
It's not bad.
There's no battery. I said, where's the battery at? How can I jump your car? So there's that terminal and that terminal. And you just took the cable up to it and it jumped. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't get what this is. Where's the battery?
It has a standard battery, but it's buried down underneath the air cleaner. It's just hard to find. There's a lot of cars that have that now.
Well, it confused the crap out of me.
That's you getting the sign of getting old.
I opened the hood and going, I don't see a battery.
I had a TR7, which was an absolutely wonderful car. And I swiped an Army battery because I was cheap and in the Army and there was one battery. But Army batteries are like this big. And so I moved it to the trunk and used welding cable to run the cables up to the front. That thing was great. It became an electric car with that battery. You could crank that thing for 15, 20 minutes.
There's a head gasket. No, ever blow
No.
a head gasket? No? Okay.
No,
I shot
love
a,
that thing.
I shot a
It's
rod
perfect.
clear through the hood of a car once. Went
Ow.
clear through the hood. That would, and it still drove. I drove that car all the way home because I was out in the middle of nowhere and I went, oh, I threw a rod. Okay. Clear home. Called the tow truck from the house and said, come and take this POS and do
Point of
something.
sale?
My sister lost a rod on what is it? A Plymouth Horizon TC3, little 4-cylinder. And a cop comes up and she's like, what's the problem? She said, I threw a rod and my dad's on his way. Well, can you start it? No, there's a hole in the crankcase. Well, go ahead and try to start it. It went from being a probably recoverable car to not being.
Not so much, yeah.
I was out in the middle of nowhere when I threw a rod
Mhm.
and it went clear through there was a nice
Yeah.
sized hole in the hood. And I said, oh, well, I guess I'll just go home because otherwise I would be stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
No cell phone, no nothing.
hers is the big end blocked up and it went through the oil pan. Didn't hurt the crankcase or anything, but yeah, the oil pan was screwed.
Well, you could hear it. It was not good, and it was just beating the crap out of the oil.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, cars don't appreciate when things quit turning rapidly.
I was on a Ford Escort,
Oh, great car.
and that was a car that I bought brand new in 1989. Owned it for 4 or 5 years and never, because I was a stupid kid, ever got the oil change.
Oh,
So basically it had no oil.